Hi there, it's Watson, founder and CEO of I Choose the Ladder and your favorite executive next door. And I teach ambitious Black women the unwritten rules of corporate America so that they can get as much from corporate America as they give to corporate America. Today, we're going to be chatting about strategic planning, strategy versus tactics, and ultimately how to create a strategic plan for your career, right? So a lot of you have probably heard about strategic plans based on the companies that you work for. You know that most companies create strategic plans. They take forever to create. There's always a new consulting. There's always a new strategic plan that's being created. And it takes so long, or at least it feels like so long, to feel the impact of that plan. But what a strategic plan for a company does is it lets its employees, its shareholders, and its stakeholders, and also their consumers know the direction that the company is going in, right? And so you know if you're going in the right direction or the wrong direction based on using this plan as your North Star. The exact same concept exists for your career. And most of us, although our careers are super important, we don't really have a strategic plan on how we want to move forward. And so we take on opportunities and we do a whole lot, and we ended up being extremely tired without the results that we want because we're doing a bunch of things without an understanding of how those individual pieces, those individual tactics help us get to that ultimate goal that we have. Also, how we assess where we are and where we're going is tied to a strategic plan. And so, no, I'm not saying that you need to create a 30-page document like companies have. What I am saying is that there needs to be some thought and some intentionality put behind how you are measuring where you are trending in your career. And my recommendation is to do that through a strategic plan, and I will talk you through how to do that. So let's first talk about the difference between a goal, a strategy, and a tactic so that we're all on the same page when I make recommendations moving forward. So your goal is a really broad primary outcome that you want to have happen. So it could be, I want to get a promotion this year. I want to get a raise this year. I want to get more visibility in my company this year. I want to get, a new job, right? That is your goal for the year. You're going to measure it at some point during the course of the year. The strategy is the plan that you're going to put in place to be able to achieve that goal. Right? And then once you have that plan in place, your tactics are the immediate actions that you are going to take. What happens with a lot of us is that we make a goal and we go immediately to tactics and we start doing a whole bunch of stuff, right? But because we've skipped that middle step, that plan step, that's like, hey, here's how the individual pieces put the puzzle together to get the ultimate picture. You skip it, right? And so, yeah, you're tired because you're saying yes to every opportunity, which is a narrative that we've been led to believe, like, say yes to everything. Yes, and you have to have somewhat of an understanding, not the full picture, of how you're hoping to leverage whatever the yes is to achieve what your ultimate broad goal is. So again, your goal is a broad outcome. Your strategy is the plan to achieve that goal. And then your tactics are the immediate actions that you plan to take in order to help support the strategy, in order to help make your goal achievable, or to achieve your goal. So as you think through your strategic plan, right, there are a couple of things that you need to do to assess where you are. So first, alignment. So the current position that you have, how is that aligned with what it is that you want to be doing? Because your ultimate goal, if you are not currently aligned in the work that you're doing, your goal should look very different, right? You should not be necessarily trying to get more visibility. If you're not aligned, you should be trying to get a new job or a new position. And visibility may help you get there, but your ultimate goal is not visibility, right? Because you don't want to be seen in this role because you don't feel like it's where you belong. The second thing that you should think about is your career tools. So how prepared are you for what it is that you're saying that you want to achieve? So for example, if your goal is to get a raise this year, right? How well prepared are you to advocate for yourself? Do you have the necessary receipts to help you back up your ask for more money, right? Like, are you prepared to be able to show up when what it is that you are asking for ends up coming and landing on your doorstep? Is that the phrase? Is it in your lap or on your door? Y'all know what I mean. How prepared are you for when the thing that you are asking for, praying for, hoping for, actually shows up? Is it going to be a missed opportunity because you haven't done the work ahead of time and your career tools are not in place? Or is it going to be something that's really easy for you to access and turn around because you've done the work to make sure the resources and the things that you have control over are ready and just waiting for the right opportunity? Next, you want to make sure that you have an understanding of your support system. And when I talk about support system, if you've taken the C-Suite Blueprint, you know I'm always talking about two different groups. I'm always talking about your personal board of directors, and I'm always talking about your career squad, right? And so your personal board of directors are the experienced support that you have to help you navigate complicated situations within your, your current company, within your career, within your life, right? Those are the people who have more work experience, maybe more senior titles, have been doing the work a little bit longer. How are you in terms of your experience support? And then the second group that is equally as important is your career squad, which is your network of peers or your small group, your accountability group, or whatever it is that you call it. But it's the people that you have chosen to travel professionally with through the course of your career, right? And it's not that you guys are in the same industry, but they're typically people who have the same kind of vision for their lives. Maybe not the same jobs, and the destination is not the same, but the level of success that you guys want in your respective careers or in your respective industries are the same. Your work ethic, your drive, these are people who support you and who don't think that you're crazy for working on the weekends, because they're also working on the weekends. They might even be in the same office with you working on the weekends, right? So how solid is your career squad? Because you're going to need them as you try to achieve whatever it is that the goal that you have set for yourself is, and making sure that you are held accountable to stay on track, and that the tactics that you are using are actually going to be helpful as you move forward with whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And then the last thing that I would say is, like, how do your receipts stack up against the people who have already achieved the goal that you're trying to accomplish, and all of the people in your company who are also trying to achieve those things, right? And so when you're thinking about making your goal and you're doing your assessment before you put your plan together, you want to be very honest with yourself about where you stack up, right? And it's not a comparison thing of like, am I better than them? Am I not better than them? But for whatever it is that you're asking for, whether it's more visibility, more money, a raise, which is more money, or a promotion, right? There are also going to be people within the company who have either already accomplished those things or who are trying to accomplish the same things. And so there's a finite amount of resources at any given time in a company to be able to allocate amongst all of the people who are demanding the same thing. And so you want to be clear around where you stack up. What are your chances of getting what it is that you're asking for? And then do you have the receipts? Y'all know I'm big on receipts. I have let me see where my planner is, right? This is my planner of receipts. I keep tons and tons of them in here. We go on IG Live all the time. This is my receipt book. This is literally what I use to justify anything that I'm asking for, whether that be with a client, at the time when I was working for other people, with other people, right? Like, this is my systematic way of keeping receipts. If you don't have one, you can go to ichoosealadder.com or thereviewplanner.com and get one of these, right? They're not dated, so you can start at any time, but this is a systematic way to help you keep your performance receipts so that when it's time to advocate for yourself, you have what it is that you need. But make sure that you're clear on how likely you are based on the receipts that you have, based on the people who have accomplished it in the past, and then also people who are also trying to accomplish that same goal. So let me give you an example of what a strategy and some tactics would look like, so you can start to think about how you can use this for whatever it is that your overarching goal is for the year. So let's say your goal for 2021 is to get a promotion by the end of the year, right? So that is like your big goal. The strategy is going to be the plan of how you do it. So one of the strategies within getting the promotion could be more visibility, right? Because you know that when people are seen as subject matter experts within your organization, they then tend to get elevated to a leadership position or whatever, right? So ultimately, you want to get a promotion. The promotion, one of the strategies that you're going to use is to get more visibility, right? And so when you start to get to tactics, what are some ways that you can get more visibility within your organization? One, you could speak on more panels. Two, one of the tactics, let's get very granular with this, is I want to speak on 3 panels. And then once I speak on those panels, I'll report back internally so that people know. I'll share the article, I'll share the video, I'll share whatever. Another way that you could do that is like through interviews, right? Whether it's like industry podcasts or anything like that. So one of the tactics is 5 industry podcasts or 5 industry interviews within the course of the year, right? And then once those things happen, again, you share that with the decision makers who need to see it, who ultimately are going to be deciding if you get that promotion or not. For more visibility, it could be that you are more active on LinkedIn through writing articles and things like that, right? Those are all different tactics that you can use in your strategy to get more visibility to ultimately achieve the goal of getting a promotion, right? So as you think through, work your way from goal to strategy and then to tactics. You can have more than one strategy to achieve a goal. The tactics underneath them may be different, but make sure that you don't skip the strategy, the planning step of this, and just go goal to tactics, because you want to make sure that, think about it as a funnel, right? Everything is leading up to this one point within your year or within whatever time frame you set. So at the bottom, you want to make sure that things are actually leading up to where they're supposed to go, as opposed to if it's more visibility, but you're here taking on projects that nobody's really going to see and you're behind Excel all day so nobody knows that you exist. That's a lot of work, but it's not a tactic that's going to help you get more visibility. So just make sure, as you all are thinking about career planning for the year, that you are thinking strategically about the work, you're thinking strategically about where you're going, and that your actions are aligned, right, to a greater vision that is then anchored in something that is overall going to lead you as your North Star. I know for me, it was really hard to understand strategy at first, although now I consider myself a really strong strategic thinker. But in the beginning, I was a very tactical person, which is normal, right, for early career people. And so if that's where you are, definitely don't feel bad about it. Don't feel alone. That's where a lot of people are. The goal, though, is to elevate your thinking as you plan for your career so that you become more strategic about the moves that you make in order to achieve whatever the goal is for you. So if there's a tactic that you plan on trying to achieve whatever your big goal is, let us know what it is. We'll figure out how we can support you, but comment and let me know what that goal is, what the strategy is, and some tactics that you plan to use to get there. And until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.